Hello YouTube! Scott here, and I am back after a long hiatus with a brand new instant review. I kind of had to because Marvel's What If came out with a second season, and I've already reviewed the first one, so if I don't do this, then I'm just slacking. And, why not add to the playlist, right? So, Season 2, Episode 1 kind of gives the game away with the title, What If Nebula Joined the Nova Corps? See, in this universe, Ronan the Accuser betrayed and murdered Thanos and Gamora, leaving Nebula for dead, but she was rescued and recruited into the Nova Corps by Nova Prime herself. Not voiced by Glenn Close, but are you really surprised? Ronan turned his attention on the planet Xandar, forcing Nova Prime to put an impenetrable shield around it that would last for 50 years. Skip ahead 5 years, and the place is turned into Blade Runner. I mean, it's dark, it's rainy, not always dark, but enough for the general vibe. But you do get a nice little internal monologue from Nebula as she attempts to solve the murder of Yondu. Turns out there's more than a few familiar characters that were on Xandar when the shield closed. Yondu, of course, even though he's dead. There's a Drax cameo, Groot and Korg, who is voiced to perfection by Taika Waititi as usual, are both working at a casino owned by Howard the Duck, and Seth Green is at his Howard the Duckiest. The casino is pretty obviously a front for some serious crime operations, but it's hinted at, but we don't really know. Yondu's arrow, which Nebula picks up, was hiding some pretty secretive information. Howard knows nothing about it, but Korg does, of all people. It turns out it's a data core, so Nebula needs a hacker. And she decides to break Yon-Rogg out of prison, and there's a sequence in here where she breaks him out of prison, and then to get away orchestrates an even bigger prison break, which is interesting. And like I was saying, there's a sequence in it where the lights go out, and you can only see see by the flashes of gunfire. It's really well done. I really like that. So she gets him into where this core is, right? And he can get in, but he can't hack the core itself. Fortunately, she can, being a cyborg. Unfortunately, he double-crosses her and almost fries her brain. Now, Nebula manages to escape, and that's when she finds out that, wouldn't you know it, Nova Prime's been in on this the whole time. She's going to bring the shield down, she's going to let Ronan take over Xandar, and he's going to let her stay in charge. Because, what is it, better to be the devil's right hand than in his path or something? So, Nebula has to pull together a small army, which basically includes everybody that works at the casino. They're kind of like if you ordered the Guardians of the Galaxy off Wish. I mean, they do have Groot. And in the final confrontation, when it looks like the shield's going to be opened, it stops and closes again on Ronan's ship, killing him. Nebula figured this out long ago, and the double cross was in fact a triple cross. It allows her to get a little bit of revenge. There's a gunfight with what's left of the Nova Corps, or I guess Nova Prime's handpicked team, and she winds up falling to her death. The shield comes down, and Nebula has saved Xandar. So, kind of a straightforward story. I wouldn't say you could see the triple cross coming. The double cross, kind of a given. The Blade Runner aesthetic looks nice, and besides that prison sequence, there's a couple of other really nice shots. All in all, honestly, this wasn't too bad. Although the overarching story itself does kind of make me wonder if they're going to keep going with this for another season, because this is leaning close to scraping the bottom of the barrel for ideas. Now, granted, there's a set number of characters in the MCU to work with, because you have to work with the MCU, otherwise, your average lay viewer might not know what's going on. But there have to be, I wouldn't say infinite, but just so many different permutations. I mean, Loki was all about that, with the sacred timeline branching off and creating the multiverse in the first place. But hey, let's see where they go from here, right? Anyway, that's what I think. So what do you guys think? Leave a comment down below, like the video, share it around, subscribe if you're so inclined, smash that bell below for notifications. I'm going to try to make these a little bit more in-depth. I've been doing this series of shorts, so I'm used to speeding through everything and getting it done in a minute or less. So, gotta put the brakes on that. But anyway, until next time, I've been Scott, and this has been Instant Review, an offshoot of opinions no one cares about. Everyone has opinions. This one was mine.